24/7 Sports has a new #1 player in the transfer portal rankings. While some players may decide to enter the transfer portal due to lack of playing time, this player decided to enter the portal due to a new coach coming to town and the person who recruited him no longer being there. The player I am talking about is former LSU Tiger Eli Ricks. But who is Eli Ricks? Eli Ricks grew up in Rancho Cucamonga, California, and originally attended Mater Dei High School in Santa Ana, California. While at Mater Dei, Eli would be a part of 2 national championship winning teams that involved playing a national schedule that included the likes of IMG Academy. He was viewed as one of the top cornerbacks in the country heading into his senior year when he would announce he would be transferring to IMG Academy. This had nothing to do with playing time or competition, but so he could graduate high school early to enroll early at whatever college he chose to attend. Mater Dei would not accept Eli's dual enrollment credits and requires 270 credits compared to the usual 230, according to USA Today, with USA Today noting that most of those extra classes are religious classes. Ricks told 24/7 Sports, "My year's worth of dual enrollment college credit would be wasted if I stayed at Mater Dei. This is why I would not finish early there. I had to leave early if I wanted to be in college by the spring of my senior year, which I knew I had to do in order to give myself the best opportunity to be ready to play college football as a true freshman." Ricks had finished his junior year with 9 interceptions, including 3 pick sixes in the semifinal against Centennial. He was also named All-USA Today First Team Defensive Player. As a senior at IMG Academy, Ricks played in 10 games, finishing the year with 14 solo tackles and 3 interceptions. Ricks would be named to the inaugural SI All-American team with Sports Illustrated writing, "Elias Ricks is one of the few prospects who could make the argument for most well-tested athlete in the class of 2020. LSU considers itself DBU, and when prospects like Ricks make the call to play at a program like that, it just seems to make sense. He has a great combination of length and instinct on his side, and it makes attacking his side of the field quite the risk. Ricks can win in any alignment, extremely comfortable at the line of scrimmage, with the ability to play physically as well as playing off the ball. While a bit of a gambler, when the football is in the air, he has come out on the right end of the equation more times than not, and runs well enough to change the game even after creating a turnover. Perhaps there still is a chance he could ultimately line up at safety with the feel and range he plays the game with. But Ricks has an ideal blend of lockdown qualities as well as the physical frame to continue to fill out and add strength while at the next level. DBU is getting that much better with him headlining the secondary class." Coming out of high school, according to 24/7 Sports Composite, Eli Ricks was a 5-star recruit who was the 2nd best cornerback in his class, 2nd best player in California, and 14th best player nationally. He received over 30 different Division I offers from the likes of Alabama, Georgia, LSU, Ohio State, and USC. Although his crystal ball was 51.1% towards USC, Ricks chose to commit to LSU on December 25, 2018. LSU was one of the first schools to offer Ricks, who was a sophomore at the time back in February of 2018. After the LSU offer came in, Ricks would receive offers from the likes of Alabama, Auburn, Notre Dame, and Ohio State heading into his junior year. Ricks stayed committed to the Tigers and signed his letter of intent on December 18, 2019. Coming out of high school, Greg Biggins at 24/7 Sports projected Ricks to be a future first-rounder with a comparison to Richard Sherman. Biggins writes, "Long, athletic 6'2" frame can smother an opposing receiver. Long arms really allow him to excel in press coverage. He plays with a tough physical edge to his game, has excellent closing speed and elite ball skills. He will gamble at times going for big plays and can be overly aggressive at times. Has improved his top-end speed and his ability to run with receivers down the field. Is physical in run support and has excellent short area quickness. Is an extremely instinctive player and always seems to be around the football. Is excellent in jump ball situations and has the length to match up well with bigger wide receivers. Quick enough to blanket smaller receivers as well. Plays with a ton of fire and emotion and never takes a play off. Is highly competitive and was an elite level receiver before being used exclusively as a cover corner. Projects as an impact upper tier Power 5 starter and future high round NFL draft pick. As a freshman, Eli Ricks played in 10 games and started 7 of them. He recorded 20 tackles, 4 interceptions, 5 pass breakups and 9 defended passes, and 2 touchdowns returned. He was named a 3rd-team AP All-American, a freshman All-American by the FWAA, and 2nd-team All-SEC, and freshman All-SEC. During the 2021 season, Ricks played in 6 games, recording 11 tackles, 1 interception, and 1 pass deflection. Unfortunately, his season was cut short due to an injury, and he ended up getting surgery on. Ed Odron told 24/7 Sports, "It's a sustained injury that kept on coming back and coming back. He and his family decided to get it operated on and get it fixed. I think he gets it fixed pretty soon. It was a nagging injury, and he has kept on playing with it and playing with it. And it kept reoccurring. So they decided to get it operated on. Earlier this week, Eli Ricks entered his name into the transfer portal, mainly due to the coaching changes at LSU. Eli explained why he was transferring, telling 24/7 Sports, "Ed Odron was the main reason why I committed to LSU out of high school. He's my guy. That's the coach I've known since I was 10 years old. I first met him at a USC camp, and we had an instant connection and a great relationship ever since. Once he left, I knew it was going to be hard to play for a new head coach that I wasn't already familiar with. It's going to be my third defense in 3 years there as well. Dave Aranda was my lead recruiter out of high school, and he left LSU for Baylor my first week on campus. Now with Coach O leaving, I just felt like it was the move for me to make." Since entering the transfer portal, Rick's phone has not stopped ringing, but he has narrowed his choices down to 4 schools: Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, and USC. He told 24/7 Sports, "I've never visited Bama out of high school, but my senior year when I was at IMG, I talked to Coach Saban almost every day. I was already locked in with LSU at the time, but he's a great coach for sure. My family knows Bryce Young and his family really well, and my parents have been talking with his father a lot about what it's like there. I just talked to Bryce yesterday about how he likes it, the area, the city, and all of that. It's a great program with a great track record of developing defensive backs and getting them drafted. With Bama, I know it's going to be competitive there, but I'm a competitive guy, and I'm going to be ready to compete wherever I go." When it came to the other schools, starting with Georgia, he said, "I love their style of play and how they play defense. Their defensive line is so good, and that the corners don't get a lot of action, but I think I would fit in really well there. I've talked with the coaches and the defensive back coach specifically about how they would use me and my role in the defense. I haven't talked to Kirby Smart yet, but I know that's something I can do after the SEC championship game. He's a great coach, a defensive-minded head coach, and they're playing great football right now. I've never really looked at them much out of high school or had a lot of contact with them back then, but I have a real interest in them for sure right now. Ohio State was my number 2 choice out of high school. At the time, Urban Meyer was my lead recruiter, and we talked all the time, and I loved Ohio State. I've been texting with Coach Coombs, and we're supposed to get on a call later tonight. They're another school that has great defensive back play and a great tradition for getting guys drafted, and that's obviously a goal for me. They're a winning program, and that's important for me. I like Coach Day, and he was one of the guys I talked to way back in high school, too. He's a great coach, and there's a lot of things about Ohio State that stands out. I'm very close to CJ Stroud, and I've talked with him, Chris Olave, and Garrett Wilson. CJ and I played on the same Pop Warner team when we were 7 years old, and we've been close ever since. I know everyone says USC is home, but for me it's not really about that. Location really doesn't matter, but with USC, I'm really tight with Dante Williams. When he was at Nebraska, he offered me, and that was my first Power 5 offer when I was a freshman, and we've stayed close ever since. I've worked with him before at different camps, and I think he's a good coach and a good guy that I'm really comfortable with. He's saying he's going to be back on the staff for sure, so we'll see what happens there. I know they still need to hire a head coach, and I've heard a lot of different names over there. I know Coach Aranda is a name floating around, and if he gets it, I would definitely take a call from him. Ricks doesn't have any visits scheduled yet, but hopes to have a decision made by mid-December, explaining, "I don't have any visits set yet, but I would like to take a few if I can. The biggest factor for me is finding a comfortable fit with the coaching staff, a place that I can win at, and a place where they know what my goal and aspirations are. I want to be one and done, so I'm looking to make an immediate impact wherever I go." Whatever school lands Ricks will be getting a special player. But what do you think? Where will Eli Ricks transfer to? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out my other videos right here. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.